How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Catterson here. It's time for some originals. It's episode 3 of season 2. So yeah, now Elijah, Klaus, they don't just know that their father is back, but also that Esther is back after a very, very lovely conversation with Klaus and Esther. So, yeah, and of course we did pick up on, well, not just a bit of focus on Cole and the present, but also in the flashbacks as well. It was very, very investing, the flashbacks with, obviously, the focus with the dynamic of, Elijah and Marcel, and how heartbreaking that was, really, in terms of the prioritization of Klaus and his own journey, really. So, in regards to, you know, the distance between Elijah and Marcel. But yeah, it was really, really great stuff. Excited to get into this episode. So with that said, it's episode 3 of season 2 of the originals. Let's go. Seems a bit elaborate. Seems a bit elaborate.
So,
Esther.
which restaurant's missing it?
Until every starling in the forest sang it.
Was that the birds?
When we made this our home,
like dish?
I brought those same birds to these woods. Whenever you hear one sing, Niklaus, remember I'm with you.
Ooh. It is kind of sad, obviously.
Always
Michael was...
and forever.
Always and forever. Because Michael was the, well, saying difficult would just be sugarcoating it.
Of a joke, I can assure you I'm not amused.
Oh, there's nothing funny about what's going on. Michael's back, which is causing chaos.
Serious
It just
business.
seems like you need all the friends that you can get.
Yeah, you're in a bit of a rut, Elijah.
Command?
Yeah, don't fuck around with him.
Show your pack what happened when Cassie's requests are denied.
So, are we going to try and be clever again, Oliver, or are we listening?
Years later, my brother Henrique was killed by the werewolves in our
Yes.
village. The loss of another child pushed my mother over the edge. So she used her magic to turn us into immortals.
She's lost 2 kids. She's not
I think
losing a
that's when she left
third.
us them up.
I'm out of my mind, having just given away hope. I
Ooh.
can't imagine if she'd actually died.
Ooh, Haley.
You know, my siblings used to tell each other she didn't
Kind
hate
of,
us.
like, she's low-key
She
empathizing.
hated us so.
First lesson. Do your best not to waste my time.
Don't, just don't. Elijah doesn't like to fuck around.
I'd like to know into whom she jumps.
So, Brandon, it's a sacrificial spell.
Oh,
I'm
lovely,
gonna need an item that's been
lovely.
spelled by the witch in question. And a python.
And a python.
Can I help you?
Oh no!
I'm most certain that you can.
So he was watching Elijah haggle. Oh no.
You are lost or scared or in need of me.
This is
Just
kind of sad.
clasp
This
the
is
bird
sad.
And I will come.
Do the others get one?
No, you're my favorite.
I'm not fooling
I found it.
You owe a great thank you to your brother. Don't you? Don't you?
I'd like to know what they wanted.
Jesus. I mean, this prick's gonna go OTT.
Don't dally.
Marcel's witch is being held
But he has an Achilles heel. Okay? He can't help trying to fix what's broken. You don't need to be anything.
I
other
do
than
love
what you
that. Like,
really
after
are.
the exploration in the last episode, we're
Someone who
getting to
needs his
see
help.
some reverence from Marcel to Elijah. course, he's going to have his flaws, but he also has a push that Marcel can, I guess, appreciate.
Always and forever, indeed.
It's been a long time.
He knows. Elijah's like,
Finn. Now
Boom.
the introduction.
Always make it look like you got jumped. Tell Cassie that Lenore got rescued by her people.
I still think
Let me
there's
guess,
something
you,
shady with
Want to
Oliver.
beat the hell out of me? Make it look convincing?
Oh, I can't say I won't enjoy it.
It's, hey, it'll scratch an itch.
Merely cut a path of destruction across time.
The last time we met, you were helping our mother try to annihilate the lot of us. Let's not throw stones in glass houses.
Expecting another guest.
Mother, inevitable is your death.
Well, that won't do at all.
Carving should go to the oldest. We have much to discuss.
I just love the sophistication he has.
It's gonna be a
Sycophant. Did mother bring you back from the dead so you could wash her knickers?
She raised me because I was treated unfairly. She, out of all but the smallest portion of my life, Elijah, I can understand such cruelty coming from him.
But I always thought of you as being the compassionate one.
Oof.
What did I do to...
Oh, my darling son. I've missed you too.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I always love a good awkward family, dinner, but this one takes the cake.
Her love is very, very strong.
Yep.
Why don't you say what you came here to say, so this wretched night can end?
It pains me that you and Elijah look at me with such disdain. I wish you could see that my
last time that they met
You
you,
actually believe that, don't you?
yeah, not exactly a
I knew you were a
loving
liar,
reception.
But now he laughed at my challenge. He said he would take this from me as a prize after defeating me. We began to fight, and he knocked me down. I held this up to show him I had kept my prize.
I was going to be humbled by you. That's good.
Your father, in his rage, struck you with his sword.
Yep.
Aggressions because of your own fear. My whole life, I sought the approval I was denied by the man I thought was my father. You turned
I
me
just
into the weakling
yep,
he
this is all
hated.
falling apart.
Look at me! You rant and you rage about the monster I have become, but you, mother, you are the author of everything I am.
Oh, snap!
She's gone.
She's already jumped? Oh. Uh-oh!
Where is she?
Shit! Go on, Batman there.
You sure you're
Hitting my bearing.
There it is! There it is!
Mark?
Shit!
Esther.
She needed to, she needed a link to, Lenore, didn't she?
Elijah, I'm at Lenore's shop.
That'll be enough.
Wow!
You're gonna
I
come.
offer you freedom. The gift of a new body. Freedom from being a hybrid.
Oh, and don't you
I
dare.
have the ability to return to you all that you have lost, Haley. To make it so
Why
you
would
can
she
have a
do
family
that?
of your
Why
own.
would she do that?
Or here to wage war.
Fuck its hand!
Everything you do is an act of war. If you touch her, so help me.
Haley is free to go. I've spoken my piece. She knows why I'm here.
She gave her that offer.
There will come a time, my darling.
Holy shit, go extra, Esther. We'll see. We'll see.
I lost my daughter, so yeah, when your mother offers to wipe the slate clean, excuse me if I'm tempted.
Holy shit!
By the way, thanks for your help tonight, Elijah. I'm sorry that it takes me being in danger for you to even talk to me.
Woo!
have been the most fierce of us all.
Oh.
In 1,000 years, I've never seen anyone successfully stand against you, not even our wicked father. Not one. of the
Tougher
countless
than you
devoted to
than
your
you
destruction.
than you make you
will
out
protect
yourself
our
out to be.
By his counsel, brother, the rest of the family could learn something from you.
He knows his shit. That's it, though.
Sounds are simply different to our ears. And then there is the emotion. For a vampire, it's extremely heightened.
Hey, mama, keeps me worried, man.
I'm loving this speech for some reason.
If you don't love me, won't you?
Sometimes difficult to express.
Leave me behind.
You can learn again. You can help me.
There you go. He's
Why?
behaved eventually, didn't he?
Klaus had made them home. It is time now to focus on the prodigal son, Marcel, and his small nest of vampires across the river.
Oh no.
Now that we
Self-
have cleansed the quarter of
Gia.
his kind, perhaps it's time they will have no choice but to beg me to release them from their pain. And because I love them, I will.
At least there's consent there when it comes to I'll do this for them, but it's fucked up. It's messed up. It's wrong. It's repulsive. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I mean, that's it though. The way she's going about it is a very, very sinister route because of the idea that she does love them. But in order for her to make them see that, you know, she does love them, etc., etc., she has to hurt them so much. She has to manipulate. She has to be cruel, and it's just fucked up, messed up. So yeah, we really got into the meat of this dilemma with Esther's return and what she hopes to really achieve with her children. So now all this time I was thinking about Rebecca, because I mean, we know it's going to be apparent that on this show we have all of Michelson's back. Of course, there will be some differences. Like Michael, for example, is being kept trapped by Davina. But we do have all of the Michelsons back, barring Rebecca, should I say, who obviously is looking after Hope. But it can't. I just can't help but state my thoughts about the fact that has Esther, like, especially if she's making this plan to break down the boys in particular, and hope that they will see the error of their ways and see the light. I just can't help but think about, okay, does she have any kind of contingencies for Rebecca or anything like that? Because I'm sure that she knows that Esther knows that Rebecca is alive. Not so much about the kid, although she does have a sneaking suspicion. There was, of course, that condescending comments towards Haley, but again, it's just one of those thoughts that you have in mind when it comes to okay, well, we've got all of the originals here on this show that we're going to be seeing every so often, in some cases, like for Cole, like for Michael. But it does seem like they are pegging for Esther in particular to potentially be the big bad, maybe for the entire season. I would hope so, because, I mean, not that anything will be ruined, especially, you know, you've got to consider they might have something bigger planned for the latter part of season 2, but it is also something you've got to consider when it comes to what if Esther's not gonna survive past the halfway mark, for example? It's the usual like big episode, isn't it? Like the mid-season finale. But you'd think with this show being called, the originals and all of that, that these guys might have, especially with how many antagonists Elijah and Klaus do have, really, as well as certain difficulties that they'll encounter. It's not like they'll easily pick off Esther, especially with Esther jumping bodies and all of that. It's not like they'll easily be able to pick off the originals one by one. So I imagine that this could be a situation where it can especially when Esther finds when Esther has to start accounting for Michael as well. So it's all a big kerfuffle at the end of the day, because again, she's going to have to start accounting for Michael and what she's going to do with Michael once, because I found that very interesting, how with the acknowledgement that Michael is back, there was no mention whatsoever. But it was more so, okay, what does Esther want? Because last time we saw her, she tried to kill us all. So, yeah, but it was just absolutely great stuff. So, yeah, but yeah, it was very, very, very interesting to get into the flashbacks as well, especially with the little bird amulet that kind of suppressed Klaus in a sense, and he felt burdened with that, as well as seeing, of course, I guess the kind of, because I did see a little bit of jealousy from Finn, especially in the flashbacks when Esther was tending to Klaus. So yeah, pardon me, but it was very, very interesting to see how things would pan out. Especially since we know the idea that there is a bit of a more push for Esther to have a bit more attentive approach towards Klaus, given the fact that yeah, she had an affair, so yeah, and that really kind of fucked everything up as well. But yeah, it was just I always love when it comes to the originals veering into the youngest of the flashbacks, I guess, for the original family. So and this is no different. So yeah. But it is very, very it is very, very interesting to see how I've just realized though, could she not bring Henrik back? I don't know if she could, because I mean, with Cole and with Finn, they were obviously supernatural. And she could pull them from the other side, really. Not so much Henrik, because after Henrik, that was when enough was enough. But I'm just thinking, if there is some way to bring Henrik into the fold, ooh, that would be probably interesting. But again, I don't think it's a possibility due to the fact that Henrik wasn't supernaturaled, I guess. So yeah, but yeah, it will be very, very interesting to see where things will go with Esther and her plan, because I do have worries already in my mind. Now the whole idea is to bring down bring down both of the brothers. She's starting off with Elijah's, so that's going to be fun to focus in the next episode. Yeah, I do have my worries about where things might go this season, because there is, and as much as this sounds asinine and whatnot, as there is this loud voice in my head that is screaming that they could actually switch up one of the originals, or maybe both. I don't know. I'm not talking about, okay, well, we're going to write the original, funnily enough, the original actors off this show for good. There's going to be this temporary gotcha moment where it's like, holy shit, they've actually swapped Elijah into another body or whatever. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like they are going to actually pull the trigger with that, but ultimately, it will all be well and good once they get back into their original bodies. Yeah, but we'll just have to wait and see. There's just this loud warning in my head that's like worrying that could actually happen. And it would just be very, very interesting to see, because with Finn and with Cole, and I guess even with Esther, it doesn't sting as much. I mean, like with the, I guess, original performances from, I guess, the first iterations of the characters, it's going to be very, very iconic and whatnot. It's going to be very memorable and all that. And you know, even now, it still feels a little bit weird in a sense, like getting to adjust to these new incarnations of Esther. Another new incarnation for Esther in this episode after she decided to hop into Lenore. But you get the idea. Like, we're so accustomed to, like, even if they were on for a few episodes of, the Vampire Diaries, there is that kind of accustomed. You're so accustomed to what they look like. So yeah. And the fact that it's their original bodies, it's their OG bodies. So yeah. Whereas with Klaus and Elijah, there is a strong attachment to them right here. There is a lot more of a stronger attachment to their characters, to their faces. And even prior to, Cole, Finn showing up on the Vampire Diaries, Elijah and Klaus still lingered a little bit longer compared to Esther, compared to Cole, so even if you weren't watching the originals, their presence are still attached to your minds, if that makes sense. A bit longer than, yeah. But that's why I feel like it's going to be such a huge shockwave if they actually do pull the trigger. But that is something that I just have ingrained in my mind, just to raise the stakes a little bit further. So we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. But when Esther made her intents clear, especially with this whole big family reunion that she's obviously planning, I just couldn't help but think and worry about what if they do pull the trigger. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, she doesn't want to kill her sons. She wants to reunite them. She wants to wipe the slate clean, really, because it's like new bodies, new faces. So it's a fresh start. But how Michael will intertwine with that will be very interesting in terms of any kind of adjustments Esther has in terms of her plans. Rebecca as well, like what's going to happen with her, because I doubt we'll see her for the majority of the season, maybe the finale again, who knows. But it is something, like I said, it is something funny when you have to consider Rebecca, like she's the only one who's not here. So yeah. So yeah, but it was very, very it was very, very interesting stuff. Even Haley having her moments with Esther, even talking about Esther, and there is a almost she's not obviously gonna sympathize with Esther given the fact that she tried to kill her kid, but there is a degree of sympathy, I would say, only a tidge, only a little bit. So yeah, but yeah, it's the way that she might influence Haley as well. So Haley didn't even say like, no, I won't, you know, be tempted and all that jazz. There is a little bit of that temptation, and it's also important to really regard her feelings with this season. There's big stakes with the original family, but with Haley being a staple to the show, I would say it's very much important to also consider what she's going through. It's still recent. It's only episode 3 of season 2, so yeah. But since she lost hope, so yeah. But yeah, the dinner sequence was really, really great. I wish Cole was there just to spice things up a bit, but it was a really, really intense dinner sequence anyways. But even Finn said Cole is very erratic. He's the erratic one, isn't he, in terms of the original family? So yeah. You have Klaus, who's really the strong one, because especially when you consider that necklace did keep him back. And you just wonder, like, what could have been if Esther didn't try to hold him back, right? Would Michael be here today? Like, would he be so hell-bent on revenge? So, or would he come to his senses and realize, if Klaus wasn't suppressed and all of that, I am not gonna mess with Klaus. You know what? Nah, not happening. So, what could have been? But yeah, very interesting episode of the originals. Very much enjoyed that. I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care. And I will see you guys next time. Toodles!